Hello, Beez Bladers. Welcome back and welcome newcomers to the channel. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 brand spanking new CJRBs, the likes of which you may have never seen before. Probably not. We're going to get into these really quick. I'm not going to take a whole lot of time getting them out of the boxes. That way I can show you the knives. But if you want to know more about any of these knives, I'll remind you that every Friday night we have Beez Blades live at the Hive. Oh, right. We have a lot of fun. That's where you can ask questions about any knives that you've seen on the channel, such as these. If you want size comparisons, or if you want to know how something weighs, or if I didn't give you a length or a height or something like that, that is when we can do it, is during the live stream. The live stream is almost 4 hours every Friday night, 8:15 to around midnight Eastern time. So make sure you come by. Oh, by the way, we do giveaways. We give away knives like these. I might give all of these away. We'll see what they are. Are you ready? Let's get in it right now. Now, this first one, I'm pretty darn excited because, you know, whenever a knife company has a knife out that people really like, but maybe it's a little out of their price range, well, CJRB is using their brain, being very smart, very, very smart, and they're coming out with budget models. And these are not only budget models, they're also lightweight models of an existing model. I just like to say model. Maybe if I say model enough times, people will come to the video just because they think there's models involved. Give me a bunch of views. And speaking of views, I really appreciate all of you that normally watch the channel and you subscribe and you hit the bell button, you hit the notification button, and you comment. I appreciate your comments. I get to read the comments, and the time when I get to respond to your comments is on Friday nights at the 4-hour live stream. And you don't have to be a knife expert. All you got to do is come to the live stream and you will find out that it is a lot of fun. My wife comes down. She's a knife nut. And okay, here they are. Let's get back to the knives at hand. These are the new CJRB Pyrite Light. Would you look at them? Just look at them and all of their pyrite lightness. Now, the reason why these are lighter, and they are pretty light, and I'll show you some other pyrites here in just a second for a little bit of comparison. This is some FRN, and you know, as far as FRN goes, this feels very nice, very, very nice. Let me get you a little bit of texture vision. So it is palpable. You can feel it. I wouldn't say that it's non-grippy. It's mildly grippy. This is a button lock, and if you've been in the knife community for any amount of time or in modern pocket knives, you know about the pyrite. This bad boy has a deep carry, reversible clip, and it's inset into the liner, so there's nothing that's going to snag or get a hold of your pocket. I really appreciate that in a knife, big time, because I don't know, it kind of gets on my nerves when a knife snags. But you know what? Let's go ahead. You ready? Pow! Right in the kisser. Look at that bad boy. And let's do it again. Ooh, there it is. Check it out. Nice looking. You know, they're not as light as I expected, but they still feel very light. Let me grab another regular G10 version to show you. And by regular, I don't even know if there's a regular version. I mean, there's a couple different blade styles of the pyrite, and this pyrite, you know, it almost looks like the blade shape is just a hair different. It's a little more sloped, a little more mean, a little more manly point right here. Okay, it's a little bit longer? Okay, so the pyrite, what are we looking at here? Is this handle even longer? Hold the bus. Let me take a look here. It looks like they're pretty darn close handle-wise. Maybe just a slight different variation. If you look right here on the slope of the blade, I could be seeing things, but it looks like it's a little different. And you know, as far as pyrites, there are more versions than you want me to take time to show you in this video. You can get titanium, stainless steel. You can get micarta inlays. As a matter of fact, this one, right, you can get ones like this that have G10 inlays. It goes on and on. But this part of this video is actually to show you these two new ones. These are like under $40. So let's see how these work at under 40 bucks. Get these other knives out of the way. I don't want to cut myself. Let's see how the action is. Oh, look at that. Good blade retention. My blade's not bouncing out. I appreciate that. And no, that's not called a detent. I call that blade retention because the way that they did the button lock, it is working. Here's a look at your button. You pull the blade out and, oh, I had my finger over it. Pull the blade out and this comes and snaps over top. And I call button locks like this medium duty knives. I wouldn't call it a hard duty, a hard use knife. My hand's 4 inches from here to here, 3.5 from here to here, and from the bottom of my palm to the tip of my middle finger is 7.25. And we're gonna get to those other knives. By the way, I have another budget version and a premium one coming up here in just a minute. So hold on to your horses. Buckle up, Buttercup. So it feels comfortable in the hand. I can feel a flex, which I don't mind at all. Let's see if I can show you. Just a slight bit of flex. Doesn't affect anything. Actually kind of makes it comfortable in my hand. The choke up position is good. XL hands, you're still going to be able to use this knife. This is a great everyday carry folding pocket knife. I don't care who you are. AR RPM 9 steel. This is a good budget steel. I really like how it feels. I like the way it sharpens, and woo boy, it comes with a nice factory edge on it. So that's 2 versions, and I think these are the only colors that are out right now. They'll end up having a whole dozen or 2 dozen different colors and variations, I'm sure. But this is the new under $40 Pyrite Light. Now let's check out this other new one. Oh, and just so I almost disappointed some of you. Look, here you go. It's the QSP Penguin, because everybody should have a Penguin, right? If you want a size comparison, there's the Penguin next to the Pyrite. Pretty much the same, except for the Pyrite's going to have more handle. You're going to have definitely a lot more room for your hands, for larger hands, and more options for where you put your hand. Okay, now let's get the next one. And you know what? I'm going to do a quick mention this one because I almost forgot, because it's so lightweight, I thought the box was empty. I've shown you another version of this. It's called the Nip or the Nap or the Snip or Snap. There you go. It's the chip. A little bit of chip action. Let's see what this little dude looks like. Look at that. Oh, cool. This one is a double. Yeah, it is. This is a little double edge neck knife or fixie or pocket dropper, I guess, because you can put it in this little slippy slip, little leather slip. That is very cool. And I know these are somewhere in the $30 range. It's AR RPM 9 steel. It's just a little single finger. It's a 1-finger knife. But this is, if you like a little bitty fixie that's not going to weigh anything, you can put this around your neck or just pocket drop it. That's going to open up pretty much any package, any small packages, Amazon, stuff like that you want to open up. I like this version. I think it's kind of neat having the double edge. And if it's probably a 1-inch blade. Let's look. I don't even know if it's a whole inch. Let's see how long the blade is. Oh, well, look at that. The blade is almost a 1.2 inch sharpen length. So, okay, not too shabby. Neat little neck knife. If you like little fixies, little neck knives, little pocket droppers like that, I think that would be a neat pocket dropper. And I'm glad that I got to mention it. And I'll have links in the description and in the comment section where you can check out all these knives that I'm showing you. Now I'm going to get these 2 other versions. This is a brand new model. And I have 2 versions to show you of this new model, and then I'm going to show you a very special knife. So, buckle up, Buttercup, for that. Hold on to your hats, horses. I don't know. Stand by and check these out if you're looking for a little more premium knife. The one that I'm going to show right after these 2. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to see it because I already have a really good idea of what it looks like. But this is a brand new model. It just came out. I did look on the website and they are available because there for a minute they weren't available yet. And I'm not big on putting out a video. Oh, it's a bigger knife. Oh, okay. This, is the CJRB Nova. Would you look at that? Just look at it. And I think these are in the 40s range. And if all goes as I expect, and this has the fit and finish that I want, okay, no play, left and right, up and down. It's a liner lock. It has good lock. Oh my. Okay, let's see. All right, so I'm finding a nitpick with that one. And let's get this one out and let's see. So that one's a little better. So let me... Before I jump all over the place, let me give you a quick look at these 2. So here's 2 different versions. I'm not sure how many there are. If there's more versions, I always try to flash it across your screen. It's AR RPM 9 steel. Is this a flat grind or a hollow grind? You know what, boys and girls? I do believe we have a hollow grind. Let me take a look here. Yes, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it does have a slight hollow grind. I thought it was a flat ground blade. Okay, that's very cool. Look at that. I love a compound grind. It's a compound with a hollow ground. And you do have a little bit of harpoon up here. Nice thumb studs. The jimping is adequate. The jimping is not very, it's not very grabby, but you do have this little harpoon right there to grab onto your thumb. Here's a little bit of texture vision for you, that G10. Nice G10, has really good, nice, grippy texture. And for a knife that's in the 40s, I don't think this is going to be bad. You can see a ton of weight relief in there. And it does, okay. It has a reversible pocket clip. This one's sitting on top of the liner, so I always prefer that one that they are inset, so that piece isn't right there, because sometimes that can grab a hold of your pocket. You know, you see that spot in between there where it can be a little grabby if you have thicker pants. And this does not have a lanyard hole, although you might be able to put a lanyard around that right there. But anywho, let's see. So this one in particular, it doesn't seem to have the same amount of pass-through, or something is different. I don't know exactly what it is, or it could be that it's very locked up. Now, when I put my finger in here, I'm not grabbing a hold of that right there. I'm not grabbing a hold of the liner. So this one in particular, let me back out, is a little more difficult. Now this one, I have more room. It's not drop shutty. Let's see how the action is. Something else I'm noticing, this has nested liners. So it's a thinner knife, thinner. And let's see, yes, you can push it together just a little bit. This one, it has a good feel to it. It's extremely lightweight. And I think I wrote down the dimensions of this bad boy. From tip to tip, it's 193 millimeters, 7.6 inches long. It's 108 millimeters closed, and your blade is 85 millimeters, 3.34 inches of a nice Wharncliffe Tonto style blade. I wouldn't call it Wharncliffe, I would call it Tonto. But I like it. I like the way this blade looks, and I like the way this blade looks. Now, in my hand, for ergonomics, let's see what it feels like. Giving it the Beez squeeze, nothing hateful. I don't really have any hot spots other than the fact that it's a more slender knife, and I do kind of have to give it a little more grip. This grip right here is not too bad. Now, if I'm choking farther back and putting this pocket clip in my hand, that pocket clip is making itself known. It's not hateful, but if I was bearing down and really pushing, let's see what it feels like. I'm giving it, yeah, it's not too bad. I'm feeling this edge right in here just a little bit. So I wouldn't call this a heavy use knife, depending on what you're, but for an everyday carry, this is not going to be bad. I would say my biggest nitpick with this one in particular is the lack of pass through, getting to that. Yeah, you do have to dig your finger. If you see right here, I have to really dig my finger sideways. That would be something that could be changed. I think this would be a fantastic knife if it was a little easier to get in there and disengage that lock. I'm not a huge fan of when I have to jam my thumb in there. So that would be a nitpick. This one here, even more so, I really have to jam to unlock it. Now, if you're not a fidgeter, and let me pick up this box. If you're not like me and you're not a fidgeter, then that might be less of an option or an issue. But this one, I'm going to tell you, I don't enjoy that at all. It's too difficult. I can't just close it and put it back in my pocket. I'm having to really try to get my thumb in there to get to that liner lock. So this one in particular, not my favorite. This one I could carry because for some reason this one is easier. Maybe these are prototypes. I don't believe they are. But that any way you look at it, these are a Christian Porterfield design. There's 3 or 4 different colors. Sand polished blade, or you get the black wash. Yeah, really nice black wash. It only weighs just over 3 ounces. It weighs 90 grams. So this might be something that you're into, but I will tell you that the pass-through is definitely, I wouldn't call it a hot spot. I would just call it a not enjoyable. It's not easy to use on this one whatsoever. This one, not too bad. Now, going from this, let's step it up a notch and get out Mr. Fancy Pants. Now for the one that I was personally really most looking forward to seeing. Didn't I cut this open? Wait a minute, hold the bus. Okay, I did. I was like, wait a minute. Am I hearing things or seeing things or thinking things? This one is, okay, this one's gonna be cool. I can't wait to see the milling pattern. I've only seen the pictures on the website, and like I said, I'll link everything so you can go find it easy. This is the newest version of the CJRB Bowie Pyrite. Would you look at it? Just look at it, and that looks exactly how I thought it was going to look. Oh my goodness, look at that pattern. Love that diamond pattern. Let me get you in there nice and close and get you a nice look at it. Oh, just look at it. It feels so so good. And now I will make one observation that I know from experience already. This is to knife companies. If you happen to be watching this, CJRB, here's my advice. Whenever you have, it's not an aggressive, it's just right. It feels really good in the hand. It's not aggressive to the hand. However, when you have a more aggressive style of your scales that's going to be rough, people like me that carry knives and knives are in and out of their pocket all day, every day, we prefer that if you're going to have this, it looks really good. I appreciate that this is on this side, but it'd be a good idea to put a flat area right there under the pocket clip. So after going in and out of the pocket 100 times, it doesn't start to wear away the pocket of your jeans or your khakis or whatever pants you're wearing. Now, let me see how, let's see. This is a very strong pocket clip. Oh my goodness. That's going to be definitely a hard user on the pocket. Now, listen, are you ready to see this blade? Pow! Right in the kisser. Ooh, look at that. Now, see, this is the first one. This is a more budget-oriented model. This one has the ARRPM 9. This bad boy right here, S90V blade steel. Love me some S90V. This was a hot item. I don't even know if these are available. They may have sold out. If they're available, I'll have them linked down below also. But this is titanium. It is a button lock. This is another version of the pyrite, just like we were looking at earlier. Here is a budget pyrite, a pyrite light. Then we have the Bowie pyrite. And then, it goes right along with all the different styles and shapes and colors of all the different pyrites, except for this one in particular has that very neat Bowie style blade that, I'm usually not a Bowie style knife carrier, but being a knife nut, being a knife nerd, I do appreciate when a different blade shape comes out. And this one's not bad because it's not highly upswept way up here. If you look at the pivot, and you make a straight line out the pivot, we're good to go. The point isn't way up here. I still have a point that is usable. Matter of fact, that is let me get these out of the way. That is very comfortable and very easy to get the point down because it's not as upswept as you would expect from a lot of other Bowie knives. So you're still going to be able to use this point to get into things for opening packages. And this will also be a good piercer. If you're opening up some tactical bags of marshmallows, you're swing, 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 and you're getting ready to have a little bit of marshmallows and s'mores. And oh, speaking of food, we always end up talking about food on the live stream too, because food and knives, they go together. But here's a look at this S90V blade, which I haven't wiped off, but you know what a clean blade looks like, right? Here's your fuller, nice looking thumb studs, really good medium grip jimping. It's not very aggressive, but this isn't going to be a hard user knife. This is a looker for knife lovers that love and like the nicer things in life. And how's this fuller? Oh yeah, the fuller for the reverse flick and a little bit of slow roll action. Has good action. Up and down, left and right, there's no blade play. Let's see, are we centered? Yes, the blade is centered. So this is a pyrite. It's just a different blade style. Everything else about it, it has good blade retention. I just got a couple bounces out because I wasn't letting go of the button. But if you let go of the button like you're supposed to, I'm getting good blade retention. I do appreciate double thumb studs because it's easy to flip out. Man, don't flip out. This is a good one. I like the way it feels. I really like how it feels right there. And I'm sure that this is going to be a little rough in the pocket. So this might be one to do a little tweaking and maybe stretch out just a little bit. So it's not quite as stiff on the pocket, although it's going to keep it from falling out of your pocket. So if you've ever lost a knife from falling out of your pocket, you might want it that stiff. So there is the new pyrite Bowie, and then here is the new pyrite light. We have different, this is kind of like the flagship of CJRB. And then we have this little dude right here, which is very, very cool. And then the new larger Nova. The Nova, I like it. I think they just need to do a little improvement on the pass-through. This green one is a lot easier to use. I'm not sure why that is, but I do love the blade shape. I like everything about it. Just need a little more room in there or maybe a little more grip on the pass-through. So there's some new CJRB knives. I hope you enjoyed checking them out. I hope you enjoy my knife content. If you do, give me a big thumbs up. Help support the channel. And go watch this video. You're really going to enjoy that. And until I see you again in the lives or the chats or the hive stream, remember, live life in the present, keep a Band-Aid handy, and don't cut yourself.